Quick question. Have you ever tried something new, stumbled a bit, and then instantly thought, well, I guess I suck at this? Same here. But what if sucking isn't a sign that you're failing? What if it's proof that you're actually doing the work?
Yeah, because here's the deal. Too many of us treat struggle like it's some sort of stop sign. But today, we want to reframe that. What if the struggle's just a street sign, but it's something that's pointing you somewhere, not shutting you down like that stop sign?
Exactly. This episode is about the stuff that we usually avoid. The mess, the missteps, all those moments that don't feel like wins. And we're going to show you why those moments matter. Because if you can be brave enough to face what's not working, you can actually start to fix it.
And not in some crazy big dramatic way either. Sometimes the most powerful move isn't, crushing it. It's just calling it what it is, naming it, facing it, and taking that one imperfect step.
Yeah, so if you've been stuck in the suckiness of life or trying to hide from it, we see you. We've been there. And this one is for all of us who are ready to stop pretending it's perfect and start practicing something better. So let's get into it.
Welcome to the Nature of Everything podcast with Bo and Clint, where we deep dive into the world of personal development through coin. Confirm it, own it, be intentional, and change the nature of everything.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nature of Everything. I'm Bo.
And I'm Clint. And as always, we're glad that you're here. Seriously, if you're listening right now, you're already part of this thing that we call coin.
Yeah, maybe you're brand new, or maybe you've been listening for a while. But either way, we just want to say thanks. Thanks for being here, for showing up. It means an awful lot to us.
And listen, if you haven't grabbed the book yet, we'd love for you to check it out. It's called Confirm It, Own It, Be Intentional, and Change the Nature of Everything in Your Life. And yeah, I know it's a mouthful, but look, it's more than that. It really is. It's like a playbook.
Exactly. And this book isn't a one and done. It's meant to be read more than once, for you to dog-ear the pages and wrestle with the ideas and highlight the stuff that hits. Like, come back to it when you feel stuck. Take a moment, let the idea settle. This book, it's a practice. It's not just something that you read, it's something that you do.
And also, we want to hear from you all. Like, for real, find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the things. Like, just search Coin Your Life and drop us a message and tag us. Let us know what's hidden and landing for you. And also, let us know what you're working through.
Yeah, because we're not gurus. We're not perfect. We're just two guys that are showing up for our lives and trying to close those gaps. And we want this to be a community where you feel like you can do the same exact thing.
All right, so let's get into it. Today, we're talking about something that we all experience, and that's those setbacks. But instead of avoiding those or pretending that they're not there, we're going to talk about how to face them. And again, we're going to name them and we're going to reframe them.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Nobody likes a setback, whether it's a missed goal or that tough conversation or just that moment where something doesn't land the way that you had hoped. Like it always makes you feel off track.
Yeah, and when this happens, it's so easy to spiral. I mean, it's so easy to take it personally and label it as failure, or even worse, to simply avoid looking at it at all. But here's the truth. Setbacks, they aren't stop signs. They may be signals, but they aren't stop signs.
Yeah, and those signals, they're trying to tell you something. If you're actually willing to stop and listen and not numb out or beat yourself up, but just listen, you might hear what those signals are saying. Stuff like, hey, this isn't aligned with your values, or hey, you're operating on old habits, or maybe even just, you're tired today.
Absolutely. And I think one of the biggest mistakes people often make is that they see these setbacks as like total disqualifiers. Like it means I'm not ready at all, or I'm not enough, or maybe I should just throw in the towel and quit. But realistically, it should mean the opposite. It means that you're engaged with this. And you're in the middle of this and you're actually doing this work at this moment.
Yeah, and we're not saying that you have to romanticize failure. This isn't like love your rock bottom talk. This is about being awake enough to notice when something feels off, and that's not the end of the road. It's really just information.
100%. It's data. And if you can treat it that way, it can realistically change the whole vibe. You stop asking, well, what's wrong with me and how am I broken? And you start looking at ideas more along the lines of, what is this trying to show me? What does the data show me? And I mean, I really believe that's where real power lives.
Yeah, and that's what coin is all about. Step 1, confirm it. That means that we don't skip the hard parts. We look at it, we name it, we stop pretending, and we start paying attention.
So let's talk about that part that, really nobody loves facing, and that's dealing with what's not working.
Yeah, this is the part where a lot of people bail because it is uncomfortable. But here's the truth. You cannot fix what you won't face. You just can't. And honestly, if you skip over it, the joke's on you because you still have to carry it.
Absolutely. And that's where the first part of coin truly comes in, is to confirm it, which is really just a fancy way of us to say, get honest with yourself in the situation. Don't dress it up. Don't sugarcoat it. Just call it what it is.
Yeah, and this isn't a new idea. I mean, even Napoleon Hill, the guy who wrote Think and Grow Rich, the classic, he said you can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. That starts by recognizing where you actually are, not where you wish you were.
And look, confirmation does not mean judgment. It doesn't mean beating yourself up. It just means taking inventory with your eyes open. Like what's working, what's not working, what's on autopilot, what am I avoiding?
Because if you skip this step, you just keep running from that thing that feels a little too personal or a little too painful, and then it just keeps showing up. It leaks into your habits and your relationships, and honestly, it leaks into your self-worth.
Confirmation is how you disarm this. Once you've named this, it loses its power. And that unnamed fear, that unspoken frustration, that's what can hold you hostage. And if you're not willing to look it in the eye, it continues to hold you hostage.
I love that. Honestly, I mean, sometimes just saying it out loud, calling it what it is, that's the first domino. That's where the movement starts. So let's say that you face the thing, you've confirmed it, you've had that awkward conversation with yourself, but now what do?
Well, again, I think this is where a lot of people can get twisted, and even us. I mean, you assume that if something doesn't go perfectly, then that automatically equals failure. But that doesn't have to be true. It's not failure, as we've said before. It's not failure. It's feedback.
Exactly. Like every misstep, every awkward try, every that could have gone better moment, it's intel. That's your life giving you real-time information about what's working and what isn't.
Yeah, but instead of treating it like, like an update from mission control, we treat it like it's some, final obituary kind of thing. Like, well, I guess that's the end of me even trying. I'm done. But actually, no, not at all. That's just simply round one.
Yeah, and look, if you need proof, think about it, some historical figure like Thomas Edison. The dude tried 1,000 ways to make a light bulb and was like, cool, now I know 1,000 ways not to do it. I mean, meanwhile, I burned the toast once and I just refused to ever cook again. It's very dramatic.
Yeah, I know. Like my air fryer betrayed me one time and now I just stare at it like it owes me money. I'm going to punch it right in its air fryer face.
But for real, this is a mindset shift. Feedback isn't personal, it's data. And if you can view it that way, you take the shame out of the process. You stop protecting your ego and you start protecting your progress.
Yeah, that's it. Really. And the best part, when you stop labeling it as failure, you start getting curious instead of critical. I think it can lead to you asking better questions, looking for appropriate patterns, and I think that you end up learning faster this way.
And then you realize something wild. You're actually becoming the kind of person who can handle those hard things. And it's not because you never fall down, but because you don't make falling down mean the same thing. It doesn't mean that you're not built for this. So now that you've named it and you've reframed it, what felt like failure, you learn is actually that feedback.
And that's where the shift really starts. Because now the question becomes, what do you do with that feedback?
Right. And this is where most of us get stuck.
Sure.
We wait. We wait for the perfect time, that perfect plan, and this perfect level of confidence.
Yeah, but the truth? Clarity's not the prerequisite and never has been. It really is the byproduct. And I think we should talk about that. Let's hit this one straight on for just a bit, because this is where, again, I think a lot of people stall out and even bail out of the process. They're waiting for some type of true clarity before they even move.
Right. Like, we want a vision board. We want a sign from the universe. I feel like I have to have all of that before I can take even a single step. But here's the deal. Like you said, clarity doesn't come first. But you know what does? Courage.
For sure. Yeah, because courage is the thing that gets you moving when the path is, still foggy, like we've talked about in the past. Your courage is what's saying, I don't have all the answers, but I'm willing to take the step anyway.
Yeah, and the thing is, clarity almost always shows up after that step, not before. You take action and then you see your next move. It doesn't work the other way around.
Absolutely. It's like headlights on that country road. You only get to see a little bit ahead at a time, but that's all you really need to keep moving forward.
And let's just be honest. If you wait until you feel ready, you probably are going to be waiting forever. Courage is that willingness to act without knowing the full picture.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even a big action, right? It's sending the email. It's actually pushing send or scheduling the appointment and saying, hey, I need help. Just saying that out loud to someone. I mean, don't get me wrong. Courage doesn't have to be loud, but sometimes it has to be out loud. And most of the time, even that out loud, it comes in a whisper form, but it still has to be said. And it has to be acknowledged, and you have to take that step.
And I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're allowed to start while you're feeling unsure or insecure. That's not weakness. That is the courage that we're talking about.
And just for the record, that whisper in your gut that says, hey, this matters. Yeah, that's not anxiety. And that's not weird. That's actually your alignment. That's your authenticity that's trying to break through the noise.
Yeah, and you know what? I hate that it is that whisper in your gut, because the other thing is that really loud voice going like, you can't do it.
Right,
Like,
yeah, it overshadows everything. Yeah.
But let's say that you listen to that whisper and you find that little bit of courage and you take that first step. Well, now what? Well, now you practice.
Sure, and not perform and not to perfect it, but to practice it, like you said. And I know it doesn't sound sexy. It's not the coolest way to look at it, but nobody's putting on their resume that they're a level 3 life amateur or, whatever. Like, I don't care what's on your Instagram bio with that. That's not where that lives, but it doesn't have to be perfected yet. Your practice is that incremental step.
But here's the thing. Practice is where the real work happens. It's not the highlight reel stuff. It's not the 3-day silent retreat. It's the messy middle. It's the Tuesdays. It's the I forgot to journal days. It's the I messed it up again day.
Check this out. Like Bruce Lee, he made this statement. He said, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but the man who's practiced one kick 10,000 times. Again, not perfection, but it is showing up over and over and over. And notice that he even says that this kick for 10,000 times is still practiced. It's practiced for 10,000 times, not perfected.
Yeah, I mean, let that kick you in the face. But let's be real. Some of those kicks, they're going to be wildly off target. You're going to fall over and I'm going to pull a hamstring. But the point is that you're still on the mat. Like, honestly, you're still practicing.
Indeed. And you know what? With all the honesty in the air, that's the kind of person you want to become proud of. That is the person that you do become proud of. Not the version of you that nailed it once, but the one who kept showing up when nobody else was watching. And even though you were making the mistakes and you were falling down, you still kept showing up, because that's where trust is built. And that's where trust is built within yourself.
Exactly. And if you can fall in love with practice, then the pressure to get it right, it disappears. You stop measuring your progress by perfection and you start measuring it by consistency.
And I do believe that gives you that chance to realize that the goal was never to become perfect. The goal was always to become honest and intentional and rooted in who you actually are, in your own authenticity.
Yeah, and if that sounds like the kind of life you want, like it does for me, it sounds like the kind of life I would want.
Mm-hmm.
You're already on the path. You keep practicing. So look, before we wrap it up, we want to leave you with something practical, something that you can literally do today.
Yep. Here's basically your assignment. I say take 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, and write down one moment from the past week that felt like a failure, or it felt like a setback, or something that you think that it didn't go the way you wanted it to go.
And it could be big or it could be tiny. A missed workout, a really hard conversation, like whatever it is. And then underneath it, write this. What was the feedback here? Not the shame, not the story, just the feedback.
Absolutely. And not the justification and not the rebuttal. Just write one sentence that reframes it. That's it. Just one sentence that says, this showed me whatever it is, fill in the blank there. Or next time I'll try, and again, fill in the blank there. Or even if you have the ability to say, I handled this better than I used to, then write that. But give yourself a chance to reframe that with your own thoughts.
And that's it. Except some bonus points if you do it on a note that you're going to see again, on your phone or some post-it note. I mean, like that's how you're going to train your brain. That's how you're going to stop seeing setbacks as shutdowns and start reframing them as opportunities.
Also, if nobody's told you lately, we'll say it. Setbacks don't mean that you're broken. They just mean that you're in motion. And if you're out there practicing and if you're fumbling, great. But if you're reframing and you're showing up, now you're actually doing it right.
Exactly. So we hope this episode maybe helped you see that a little more clearly, that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need a perfect plan. Honestly, you just need the guts to get honest, to take a next step. And that's what we call it, is progress.
And if you haven't grabbed the Coin book yet, it's time. Go to coinyourlife.com, get the book, read it once, twice, 14 times, and then read it again. Every time you get stuck, jump in there and see what it's got for you. It's not a one-time pep talk. It's a long-term playbook.
And again, we'd love to hear from you. Like, hit us up on the socials. Just search Coin Your Life. Let us know what you're reframing, what you're practicing, or just what you want to confirm. Like, confirm that you're currently the CEO of Trying to Get Tomorrow, and we will high five you and say, good job.
Absolutely. Because again, this is a community and we're all in this together, and we're all finding that failure into feedback mindset. We're all doing that all at the same time, and we're not chasing perfection. We're just coining it, and we're just coining it one honest step at a time.
I dig it.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to check out coinyourlife.com and find us on social media.